Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so we are 2 for 2 back-to-back videos. It's a big accomplishment because I am going through it. I am in a transitional life period. It's been rough, but I'm trying to be optimistic. So for today's video, we're gonna be ranking Thanksgiving food. It's a pretty known opinion that most of the general public doesn't really rock with the general concept of Thanksgiving. Everyone's like, we have to do the camaraderie. Everyone's here for the food. The glorification of its origins has pissed me off since school because they would explain it in such a way that it sounded fake, and then you find out it was, and you're just annoyed. Like, yeah, we came across this ocean and totally didn't commit mass genocide and then force y'all to cook for us and then kill you. So anyway, we're gonna erase Columbus from that origin. And it's gonna be just about food. So I have gathered a list from my group text of my family on what they're cooking. This is all from the group chat. What you have at your Thanksgiving, that's fun, that's cool. I'm gonna talk about what we have. And I alphabetize them, so they're in no specific favorite order. I just put them in an alphabetizer. This is what came out. So let's get going. So we're gonna start off strong. Like I said, this is alphabetized, but you know, out the gate, mac and cheese. This is going to be masterpiece. I don't know how your family makes it. My family ain't never messed up since. Only the experienced cookers are allowed to cook this, like mothers and grandmothers that have that title, as they should, because you mess up mac and cheese, you ruined the whole Thanksgiving, to be honest. Anyway, next, black eyed peas. This is going to get a good rating. I know a lot of people don't rock with black eyed peas. I rock with black eyed peas purely, I don't know if it's a southern in me. I grew up on black eyed peas and rice. On the new year, you eat it for, you know, vitality, wealth, and blah, blah, blah. It's gonna hit every single time. Maybe it's just because my mom could cook. Next up is bread rolls. I'm gonna extend this to any type of bread. Mashed peas. I'm a big fan of bread. Even though it's usually Hawaiian rolls that's bought, which is not bad, they go crazy. But like, you can't go wrong with a good roll. Or a biscuit. I'm gonna add biscuits to that because this is not on the list. But biscuits is added to the bread. Here we get controversial. Cabbage. It's gonna be a meh. I don't rock with cabbage like that. Never have. And y'all are going to, you just said you were southern. I know what I said. I'm a hypocrite. I don't like cabbage. Y'all about to be mad at me on this list. The only time I like cabbage is if it's in like an egg roll. I haven't had good cabbage yet, and maybe that's the real problem. I don't like to outright say, no, I'm never eating that food. I like to say, I just haven't had a good version of it. All the ones I had have been slimy and bleh. It's just, it feels like wet tissue in my mouth, and I hate it. The texture kills me every single time. Okay, coleslaw. This is getting an abysmal. Actually, no, we're gonna demote that even further. Absolute. I hate coleslaw. I wish I had a superpower to delete it off the face of this earth. And you're gonna be like, that's a bit dramatic. No, it's not. There are some foods that you like, you wish you could delete off this earth. This is mine. Okay. Like I said, y'all gonna be mad at me. Collard greens. No, it's gonna go on terrible because I hate them. I don't know. I haven't had them. And everyone's excuse when they say, oh, you know, you just gotta put this, and cook them this. If you have to do all that to stand eating this, it's not good. If you have to smother it in vinegar and hot sauce and this and that, it's not good. I don't care what you say. I feel a food should be able to stand on its own to be considered good. Okay, moving on to another bread, another southern classic, cornbread. It gets good because I'm not the biggest fan of cornbread, but like if a certain person, like my mom makes really good cornbread and my sister does good cornbread because it's soft and it's not cornmeal cornbread. If you know the difference, you know the difference. There's cornbread, like Jiffy, and then there's cornmeal cornbread. I hate that get it out of here. Which is hilarious because I don't know, like her cornbread wasn't bad, but her biscuits were better. Okay, next up is cranberry sauce. It gets an outstanding because it's gonna hit every time. And I know it's a common thing to do the canned jelly sauce, but this year actually, my neighbor in my apartment complex, they invited us over for Friendsgiving and their cranberry sauce had like literal cranberries in it. Like I think it was homemade and I never had it like that. And I was like, whoa, you probably think, oh my God, that's so dramatic. But like it was crazy. I've never had a homemade cranberry sauce. Okay, we are flying through this list, but that's good because there's so many items. Deviled eggs. Now this is my specialty. And you might be like, that's not that impressive. They're not that hard to make. Yes, they are. A lot of people skip critical steps when they're making deviled eggs. One of them being paprika. Another being relish. That's a secret ingredient that shouldn't be that secret. A lot of y'all don't put it in it. So then the yolk is just, it's a little too creamy. It don't give a little crunch when you bite into it. And I think that's the problem. So like I said, that's gonna get a masterpiece rating because they are. Okay, now this one is a main course and it's also incredibly biased. So ham is going to get a masterpiece because, you know, it's the centerpiece. And I strongly dislike turkey. And that's it. That's the whole opinion. I just don't like turkey. That ham, yam, cranberry sauce mac combo is just goated. So ham's gonna get a masterpiece and I'm gonna skip down to turkey. I gave it an abysmal, which it might be a bit dramatic. So I'm gonna give it a meh because it's not abysmal, but it's not good. Okay, and the next one we're gonna talk about is a Southern classic, peach cobbler. A lot of masterpieces, but another masterpiece. It is my favorite dessert. Also very hard to make. My brother makes an amazing one. He's quite the dessert connoisseur. Listen, I'm not a baker. When I say this, take it with a grain of salt. I don't think y'all drain your peaches enough if you're taking canned peaches, fully acceptable. I don't think y'all are draining the juices. So when you put the dough on top, there's a disconnect of like this much where you could just take the top off. You're literally scalping your peach cobbler because you didn't drain it and it didn't bake right. So now the bottom of your crust is soggy and it's gross. If I scoop into it and it falls apart on the spoon, I'm disgusted. But regardless, because I know my brother can make a good one, it gets a masterpiece. I have witnessed intense discourse on Twitter about the pronunciation of this one. Pecan pie. It's very controversial to like this one, but I do. If you don't like to eat just pecans, you're not gonna like this pie. It's a very specific pie. And that's just that. It has nothing to do with taste, but if you don't like pecans, you obviously aren't gonna like this pie. And it is getting a G for good, which is funny because I just went, you know, bat for it in its reputation, but it's not a pie that I eat often. But it is good. I have to have a craving for it. Okay, next up is another front row seat classic, potato salad. Outstanding. All of my opinions of these foods are based off my family's cooking. If anyone else cooked it, I might not eat it because I've never had it from them. So their reputation for it is not known and I don't like having bad food. So the only time I ever actually eat potato salad is if my sister or mom makes it. Mostly my sister because she makes it to perfection every single time. If you haven't caught the glimpse, my sister is an amazing cook. I've been texting her to cook for me, but she don't ever want to cook for me. She has all boys and I was like, you could pretend I'm your daughter that you never had. And she's like, if I wanted a daughter, I would have had one. Okay, Miss Girl, all I want is food. I have to stalk her to see what she's cooking. She invited me to the last cookout, which is very nice of her. Okay, we're gonna move on to another, I don't even know if it's a Southern classic. I just know we had it a lot, and it's pound cake. I have only ever had my mom's. Now, we're gonna do a repeat of pecan pie because this is also getting a good rating. And you may be asking, Ghosty, you talk so highly of these foods and then give them a average rating because I rate my foods on how often I crave them. I don't crave pound cake like that, but it is good. We're moving on to a pretty popular one. I don't know why anyone cooks this. Pumpkin pie. Trash. I actually have it written down as meh, but it's not meh. It's not good at all. I'm moving it to terrible. I don't want to explain why I don't like this. I just don't. Actually, it always tastes burnt and I don't like it. I don't like how pumpkin tastes, which is hilarious because I enjoy pumpkin spice lattes. Some of them. See, and this is actually might be the problem. Some of the pumpkin spice flavored things taste burnt. I think they put too much nutmeg or something in it and it kills my taste buds. So, based on the pattern of inconsistencies, I don't like it. Okay, moving on. String beans, good. You can't go wrong. It's string beans. It's one of the few vegetables I do like. Cool, so next one is going to be stuffing. And that's gonna get an outstanding rating because I think it's delicious. Okay, we are on the last few of this list because it's been long. Sweet potato casserole is gonna get an outstanding rating because sweet potatoes are amazing. But you have to put marshmallows on it as well as pineapples. Unless you're allergic to pineapples, then leave those off, and marshmallows perfectly okay. I feel it just adds that nice sweetness to it. Again, sweet potato pie, everyone's favorite masterpiece. Do y'all remember the year Patty? I don't know if they're still out. I see them every now and again, but Patty like released the line of sweet potato pies and everyone was like, this is trash. Yeah, they're mass produced. Where's the love? The main ingredient of a sweet potato pie is love. Okay, so that was the last item on the list. That super duper long list. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Follow me on all of my socials to keep in contact. Although I'm mostly active on Twitter. I do music, so check that out. If you want to be friends, just shoot a DM. If you want to collab, shoot a DM. I'm looking to expand my friend group. If I did not list the food that your family has at your Thanksgiving every year, comment that down below. But yeah, that's gonna be all for this video and I will see you next week. Also, happy food day. I don't want to say Thanksgiving and I will see you next time. Bye.